You had a good weekend.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Oh, man.
I swear to God,
Yes.
whenever a social media outage comes out, everybody just always losing their minds and shit.
It's crazy, yo.
Mhm.
It's really crazy. And I was really pissed off with that because it's happening too much now since like COVID started. It's like, why are we having all these glitches and shutdowns? You know, I feel like they're doing that on purpose.
What's up, everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? I hate the fact that all week and in the morning all week.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna start this in about 7 more minutes. Sam said you're not a Mariah Carey fan. That's what's up. You say you're happy Instagram is back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone's happy Instagram is back on.
And it should never happen again. Bugging.
Shout out to Ashley. She was here this weekend and shit.
Shout out to Ashley. Y'all did a great review. That was dope.
Oh, so you like that review we did?
It was cool. I still don't know the group. I never heard of them.
Yeah, there was like a lot of scarce information online too, so we did our best.
Working with the Secret Service. Who are they?
They were an R&B group from I think Harlem or Queens, New York, and
Never
Charlotte
heard of
too.
them.
There was not even a lot of information about them online, so
If they wasn't known, then they were doing something wrong. Because even the most underrated groups were people know them. You
right.
know, people know who Intro is. Like I never heard of this group at all. But y'all did your thing, man.
Appreciate it.
I was tired. I was like, Reggie, I just have to go on with Ashley, man. I'm tired. I need a break.
And that was all cool too. That was cool. I didn't want that review to be too long anyway.
Right. Yeah, they were real underground. I don't know. I don't know nothing that they dropped.
Okay.
Have you been watching your boy
Watching who?
Lance?
Lance who?
He had a lot of interesting things to say on DJ Vlad.
Oh, DJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not yet. I saw some of the interview.
Now he's saying that Jay-Z didn't stab him. So after all these years, we thought it was Jay-Z that gave him the jigger, and you saying it wasn't him. So who was it?
Yeah, but a lot of people have said it over the years.
Well, I remember watching the news and seeing Jay-Z arrested. So if it wasn't Jay, again, who stabbed him? I don't think they're gonna arrest Jay-Z for no damn reason. He can say what he wants.
Somebody stabbed him.
Somebody stabbed him. You know, you're not gonna get arrested just for standing in front of the person that's getting stabbed. So obviously they had some evidence on Jay-Z.
Right.
Nah, he wants to play like he don't remember or some shit. We don't believe you.
We need more people.
Yeah. He had a lot to say, man. He said Foxy Brown and Nas was gonna be in the Junior Mafia. Never heard that.
I never heard that either.
Never heard that. And I remember the Nas part I heard from, I think it was CNN. Somebody mentioned the Nas because they were like, if you put Nas in Junior Mafia, it would be like a bunch of Brooklyn niggas with one Queens nigga. That wasn't gonna work. And he's like the nicest out of all of them. Nah, that wasn't gonna work. The Foxy Brown thing I didn't know about.
Yeah, so everybody just coming out with shit.
Yeah.
Years later.
It's like all these years now, people want to alter stories and shit. Oh, I heard it was the Dope Pound was gonna be in Junior Mafia. Like, stop your lying, man.
It's like I heard Nas. It's like I heard Nas ate the last pepperoni pizza. That's why he was on Junior Mafia.
You what?
I'm just saying in general.
Oh, yeah. It's like all this fugazi shit coming out now. Like, come on, man. Y'all niggas forget I was in the building when all this shit was going on. I ain't hear none of that. Making they false stories up and shit. Let's hear Nas tell it.
Like, go to Drink Champs.
Right, great. Nas did a what? He did like a 3-hour Drink Champs. He ain't never mentioned that. Where they get this bullshit from? Nas was gonna be in Junior Mafia. Says who? I thought at one point me and Reg was gonna be in Junior Mafia. The way they making up these fucking stories and shit.
All right, let's get this. I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's go.
All right. Oh wait, hold on. Let me plug in my speakers.
Sam, you asked me the same question over and over. Ask me something different.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the R&B Review. This It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
It was good.
Yeah, before I start, I forgot to say this last episode, but rest in peace to Jim Brown, NFL player, actor, activist. He passed away Friday at the age of 87. You know what I'm saying? Definitely rest in peace. His legacy will live on. Also, if you guys have not checked it out, check out the Regina King movie, One Night in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Definitely very highly recommended movie. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Jim Brown. Also, yeah, welcome to another episode of Our Artist Sundays. And today we're going to talk about the one, the only Mariah Carey. And today is going
Yes.
to be a re-review of the
Yes.
first album,
Classic.
self-titled album. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, a gorgeous ass right here. Yo. She
I
gorgeous.
love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Yes, yes. So this album came out June 12th, 1990 on Columbia Records. It has the singles Vision of Love, Love Takes Time, Someday, I Don't Want to Cry, and It's Gotta Be a Way. Producers include Lauren Afenisif, you know what I'm saying, who was one of her main producers in the early part of her career, Mariah Carey herself, Brent Lawrence, Ben Margills, Rick Wake, and Naranda Michael Warden. No guest appearances. Yeah. I don't know if you ever done it, but how did you get into Mariah Carey?
Visions of Love. That when that video dropped, just seeing that video being overplayed every hour. It seemed like on MTV back in the day, it was in a heavy rotation. And I wasn't a Mariah fan when she first came out. Like I remember the song, it was huge. I remember my mom bought the album on cassette. You know, but she was like to me, she was very pop. She was a pop artist, and I was at that time. What was it like 90? I was like heavy into Janet. Jodie Watley was doing her thing. This is before Mary. Mary just once Mary came out. Oh, you got the book too.
Yeah.
Right. Once Mary came out, Mary became like my favorite female singer all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because she just spoke to the hood. But for the like first couple albums, I wasn't a Mariah fan like that. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't until maybe Dream Lover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I really started to check out her shit on the Music Box album, and then I started checking for it. And then of course, like after Music Box, she just totally changed her sound and incorporated the hip hop. She started to recognize her black side to her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I remember Visions of Love and Someday. There was those songs they would play a lot from her, and what I'm saying, she definitely could sing her ass off. When she first came out, like a lot of people were like comparing her to Whitney. You know what I'm saying? I was like already a Whitney Houston fan. Her first two albums were like my favorites, and I didn't see the comparison even with Mariah's first album. Like I don't think she's on Whitney level. You know what I'm saying? And then like
Not yet.
over time, huh?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? Over time, I started to see it, and they made it. I think the media more so made it into Whitney versus Mariah thing, but yeah, she was very pop. She was very pop. Her first three albums, and I didn't buy her first three albums. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom bought those. Like she was heavy. I had like family that was into her at in the beginning. I didn't fuck with her like that yet until like I said, like '93 when Dream Lover came out, and then when she changed her sound, is like I think that's when a lot of people started to check for her. When she started acknowledging her black side, and did the fantasy remix with ODB, and I remember buying that. That was the first time I bought anything from Mariah. When the fantasy remix came out, and I bought the cassette single for that, and I bought Butterfly. You know, that's my favorite Mariah album. And you know, her stuff after that, where I started checking for Rainbow, underrated. Um, and then it was like, yeah, I fuck with Mariah. Like that was like '90s though, like mid to late '90s Mariah. Like, you know what I'm saying. And then I felt like, you know, she took like a down spiral. You know, I remember that. You know, that I don't know if it was like a nervous breakdown. Something happened to her where she just, you know, she had to take a break and, you know, um and regroup. And even at that time it was like I didn't care for the glitter movie. I remember watching that shit on cable. I'm like, nah, this is, I know you love that soundtrack, and I got to revisit that shit because I from when I heard it, it wasn't good. But man, she had that downward spiral. I remember like the interview she gave with MTV, and she was talking about how she like the fame was getting to her, and she needed a break, and she came back strong. She came back strong with you know, Emancipation of Mimi. That was a great album. You know, the one after that was good. You know what I'm saying? And then to me, it's like she fell off again. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Mariah, she's so talented. She had like such a great voice. It was like I appreciate, even though I didn't fuck with her in the beginning, but when you look back at like her discography, like I appreciate pop Mariah because she was still innocent. She wasn't acclimated to the fame just yet, and she had some of the best ballads like all time. You know, Vision of Love is a classic record. You know, Hero. Um, what's the other joint? I forgot the other ballad that was. One Sweet Day. Like she had some great ballads. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like Mariah really watered down her sound when she started doing all the hip hop remixes. I think she needed to put a cap on it at some point. And it was like she just couldn't say no to nobody. She would every hot rapper that was out at that time, she was doing a remix with. And I felt like that kind of ruined her music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because this is a woman that came from, you know, dropping her first release on Columbia. Like her first three albums had no collabs. You get to Daydream, and then you got start working with Jermaine Dupri and his remixes with bad boy artists, and you know what I'm saying. And it was like every album after like Daydream was with a collab. It was like with a hip hop artist, and it just became like normal for her to the point where she had like an album full of like collabs, and that wasn't Mariah. And I was like, I just tuned her out after Emancipation of Mimi, because I just was like, it's too many hip hop collabs. Like, what if you do it once in a blue, that's one thing, but if you start doing it on a regular, where your diehard fans from '90 stop listening to you in 2008 because you like half of your damn albums is with collabs, it's like she you know what I'm saying, I felt like that's when she needed Tommy Mottola to tell her like, yo, we gotta scrap this bullshit and take it back to the '90s, early '90s Mariah, when it was, you had a balanced album, and it wasn't just about the hottest remixes you were doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
see, when Mary, she's not Mary. You know what I'm saying? Mary could do shit like that. And even with Mary's so talented that she's done albums where there's no hip hop collabs. Like that, just Mary was like the queen of remixes. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as you might love the original version of like what's the 4-on-1, and then when you get to the remix with Biggie, it's even better. You know what I'm saying? Not even better, but at least people got like their option of like, yo, I might want to hear the original version of what's the 4-on-1 with Puba, or I might want to hear the remix with Biggie. And I think Mariah tried to copy Mary's formula, and the thing is, it's like she didn't embrace the black audience early on. You know what I'm saying? Because she's half black, half white. Mary did that from the jump. I'm saying that I feel like more people connect with Mary because she is from the streets, and Mariah wasn't on Mary level like that, and I feel like her doing the remixes, it was like her, her trying to connect with her black audience. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't really have the black audience support for her first three albums like that. You know what I mean? And that's what ruined her sound. Like Mary's still going. You know what I'm saying? Mary can still do a hip hop remix now if she wanted. I don't think Mariah could do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate Mariah, early Mariah, because I don't know, like I'd rather listen to early Mariah now than to listen to late '90s or 2000 Mariah. I just felt like she fell off after Emancipation of Mimi. But she's a legend, she's a great singer. You know what I'm saying? And I like to remember her when she was in her prime. I don't think she's in her prime anymore. You know.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I want to say I got into Mariah. I don't exactly remember the exact moment, but I remember my sister having a copy of the Rainbow album, which that's gonna be weeks down the line when we want to talk about that one. I'm not gonna say my thoughts on that, but I definitely agree with everything you said about the overabundance of the hip hop remixes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with her doing the hip hop remixes, it was just her way of breaking free from Tammy Mottola. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of felt like the independence really started with the Daydream album. You know, because you can definitely tell the difference of sound between that album and the Music Box album as well too. You know, so
Right.
um, very very interesting transition. And just a little spoiler alert: next week is going to be a double review with Emotions and Music Box, just to get those out the way. And I may or may not do a solo review on the Glitter movie. You know what I'm saying? Because like
I,
I've
I
never,
can't believe you're really gonna review that. Did you like it?
I've never seen it. I've
Oh,
never
you never
seen it.
seen it? Oh Lord. So it could go either way. It might be trash or it might be good for you.
Yeah, but as him to the soundtrack is still going to get talked about. You know what I'm saying? So, because like I said, I've never seen the movie before. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I just want to see it for myself.
Well, she can't act. I don't even think it's a story. She can't act. You know.
Yeah, but like I said before, it's going to be kind of interesting. We reviewing some of these albums. You know what I'm saying? We listen to some. Just to also let you know, Ashley may join us on a few Mariah reviews. You know what I'm saying? So based on her schedule, I don't know if not every Mariah review when we talking about it might fall on a Sunday just based on the schedule, but
Right.
she's gonna let me know. Definitely. She says she just does not have the Glitter and the Charm Bracelet album, so go
She
figure
ain't
on that.
missing much. She ain't missing much.
I'm gonna say my thoughts on Charm Bracelet because I think I don't even have Charm Bracelet either.
Yeah. I'm not in a rush to get it, so she's not missing much. Trust me.
Mm. But yeah, and also, I've done an early review on the self-titled, and I've also done an early review on Daydream. I did not like those reviews, to be real with you guys. So
Mhm.
I post them on the community tab. Y'all can see it for yourself. But this is going to be the full rebranded. Every Mariah review is going to be the full rebranded review. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
all right. So Mariah Carey, you guys know who she is. She is a singer coming from, I want to say, Long Island, New York. You know what I'm saying? Well, she was born in Huntington, New York originally. That's where she was born. Her mama was like an opera singer. You know what I'm saying? And then her father was like an aeronautical engineer of African American and Black Venezuelan lineage. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much when it came to her early years, she was gravitated to the opera based on her mother's occupation, which led her to her love for music. And so when she was like in elementary school, she pretty much like was into the literature and music, writing poetry, which would involve the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, Mariah Carey, she always said her mom was never pushy. You know what I'm saying? And while she was in high school, finished up high school, that's when she was working on her demo. And so in the late 80s, 1988 to be exact, she was with Brenda K. Starr, who was a singer who was known for like freestyle music. And her demo landed in the hands of Tom Mottola at the time, the head of Columbia Records, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much what had happened was Tom Mottola was caught up in the bidding war between that and another record label, you know what I'm saying? But then she eventually signed to Columbia Records, and eventually she also married Tom Mottola. They all started dating, and they married in 1993, which I'm gonna say more on that when we talk about the early Mariah reviews. And I want y'all to really pay attention to what I'm talking about. 'Cause I don't like you like to mix the personal life with the public musical life, but with Mariah Carey, it's pretty different. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said before, they were working on a debut album from like '89 to 1990, and 1990 it ended up being released. Oh, also the other record label was Atlantic Records. That was the other record label that was in the bid with her and shit too. So, yeah. So this is the album cover right here. Love this album cover.
Gorgeous.
Fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Q said, "I like Glitter. You might disagree with me, but it's one of the best albums of 2001." I like it too.
He was born.
I like it too. I don't know if I would call it one of the best albums of '01, but
Not even.
But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. But yeah, not he was born. Yeah, man. Mariah was. I've always had a crush on Mariah. I don't give a fuck what no one says. And lyrics in the sleeve. If I can get this.
Lyrics in the sleeve. Something we don't see no more. Damn.
I didn't even know you had the CD.
Wow.
I didn't even know you had the
lyrics in the booklet. A forgotten art.
Right.
They don't do this no more.
They don't.
It's crazy.
And in case y'all was showing this while Try was talking, I do also have her autobiography. Spoiler, I've not finished reading this book yet, so I think this might be a good time for me to finish up reading up this book and stuff like that, because I got this book like around the pandemic and a lot was happening, and I got other books during the pandemic too, so fuck it. Alrighty. So with this album, I forgot to also say, this album actually got a few Grammy awards. She won Best New Artist. From the Grammys. Let me see. That's the only Grammy. Yeah, I'm gonna talk more about that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we'll talk more. But she won Best New Artist. Some of the other nominations was Lisa Steinsfeld, Been Around the World, that chick, The Black Rose, the Kentucky Headhunters, and Wilson Phillips.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was no competition.
Basically.
Right. But like I said before, the Grammys are also going to be a topic when it comes to Mariah Carey, cough, cough, the Daydream, the controversy. But getting way ahead of myself. So, yeah. This album has 11 tracks, and we're going to start it off with arguably, and I say arguably, my favorite Mariah Carey song of all time, Vision of Love. It's also my favorite song off this album. And it's kind of rare that the first single is like a favorite song on the album.
Already? Wow.
Already rare, but yeah, this is definitely a classic song. You know what I'm saying? I just love the intro. You know, her doing the singing and then like the orchest- orchestral, like the orchestral beginning. You know what I'm saying? And then she just takes you and just gravitates everyone with a beautiful voice. And what I got from Vision of Love is like her past life being filled with alienation, and she just looks as a vision of love as like a spiritual guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Very, very, very great song. Love that beat. Love the performance of the song too. This song was nominated for a few Grammys, and it got a slew of awards though. But it was nominated for Record of the Year. It was nominated for Song of the Year. However, it won for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And it also was it won for Best R&B Single in the Soul Train Awards too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, and this was a very, very, very great song. Classic song right here. You know what I'm saying?
Very, very gospel. Had a real gospel sound to it. Like the background vocals and the way that she sang it, the piano was being played. It was very gospel R&B. You know, it was just a classic song. This is like her first ever big hit, and she knocked it out the park with this right off the bat. In this, her first track off the first album. I love the way that she sang it. She killed it. You know what I'm saying? And this is like one of her signature songs. She have a few.
Yes,
Mariah, yo, I definitely want to see Mariah in the verses because she could definitely win against anybody that she go up against. You know what I'm saying? She have a ton of hits and remixes and features. And if she ever did a verses and this song come on, what are they gonna be able to battle against this song? This song is like a classic. You know what I mean? Classic ballad, and it's good.
definitely. Definitely. I definitely felt the gospel feel to it, which, with her combining gospel elements, I always feel I love that combination with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
especially with songs like
right.
Fly Like a Bird, Hero. Yeah, man. As far as the Grammys
Yeah.
go, she lost Record of the Year to Phil Collins with Another Day in Paradise. Oh, God.
Classic.
If you want to say that. Other
Twice.
nominees were Bette Midler, From a Distance, Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, MC Hammer, You Can't Touch This.
You and me in paradise.
All
Love
right.
that song. Phil Collins. Wow.
Yes. As far
That's
as
when he
far
was
as
still.
you said what?
No, I said that's when he was still coming out with great music.
He came out with great music.
He was still
Yeah.
good.
When it came to Song of the Year, she lost that to Bette Midler, From a Distance. And ironically, Another Day in Paradise from Phil Collins and Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares to You was among the nominees. Wilson Phillips with Hold On was a nominee as well too. All right, let
That
me
song
mention.
wasn't that great. I don't understand how they got all those nominations that
I
year.
never liked Wilson
Never
Phillips.
cared for them. I'm like, this?
Hold on.
Yeah. I still don't care to hear it.
Same. I mentioned one more. Like I said before, she won R&B Soul Single for Female and Soul Train Awards. Other nominees were Anita Baker, Talk to Me, Janet Jackson's All Right, and Lisa Stansfield, All Around the World. So
Mm,
yeah,
wow.
pretty heavy competition at that time. And I want to also say her first television appearance. It was either at an NBA basketball game or Arsenio Hall. She performed this song too. So
Okay.
yeah. Track number 2, There's Gotta Be a Way. Um, this song was a socially conscious kind of song right here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely kind of reminded me of, something that I definitely seen MJ doing at that time too, it definitely kind of had that kind of vibe and shit. Very, very, very cool song right here, you know what I'm saying? it definitely has like a lot of pop, gospel, R&B elements to it. So
Mhm.
another timeless track.
Very pop, a very pop record. You know, the beat, the guitars, very pop. I love
Definitely.
pop, but not all pop aged well after
Yeah,
over time. You know.
yeah. A lot of 90s, early 90s pop was still had
Yeah.
that 80s kind of feel to it, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah. All right. Next track, I Don't Wanna Cry. A very great band right here with a few Latin elements to it. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely a hit among the adult contemporary crowd and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty great song right here. You know, the producer, Narada Michael Walden, he was very influenced by like very like tear straight ballads,
Yeah.
like Percy Sledge's "When a Man Loves a Woman" and shit like that too. So he wanted Mariah to have like one of those kind of songs and
Right.
whatnot. So definitely suited Mariah's voice and shit too. So must listen.
Very. Yeah. It was a nice R&B ballad. It had the Quiet Storm vibe of a record and slow beat and the guitars, and this was a great song. Like she killed it.
Definitely. Alrighty. We got the next song we got is "Someday." Pretty pretty great song as well too. This one it kind of had like a New Jack Swing, kind of like a light New Jack Swing kind of feel to it. You know what I'm saying? What I got from "Someday" is like her can anticipating the fact that she can reject the man who left her, who she brought her heart to, but then once she actually finds the one, then that's when she'll leave her and shit
Facts.
too. You know what I'm saying? So pretty cool. I don't know if I really care too much for that New Jack Swing melody. You know what I'm saying? It's no Teddy Riley, but yeah, that's pretty straight.
I actually liked the video mix for it because it was more New Jack Swing compared to this version on the album.
Right.
And I remember the video that's when she was in the school, right? The classroom.
Yes.
The video with the guy playing the drums on the bucket. He used to actually play the drums on the bucket in the subway station, and like people would give him money. That's where
Oh
they
wow.
got him from. Yeah, that's where they got him from because like he became so like I don't want to say famous, but he ended up being in that video because like people used to see him in the subway station playing, and they would give him money. So that's where I remember him from. But I don't remember seeing him in like any other shows or videos. But he used to be in the subway station, and I like the video mix. So the video mix is different from the album version. It's more up tempo. You know, it's more of a bass line with it. But this was dope. This was like one of her hit singles from this album. You know, she sang it. She killed it on this. You know,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that video mix though.
yeah,
Alrighty, next track, and this might be my second favorite song off this album, "Vanishing." Love this record. This is a very piano-driven ballad right here. That again, one thing about the first album though, it definitely had some very jazz elements, you know, compared to
yeah,
some of the latter albums, and
mhm,
it's always interesting when you have the discussions about what is like the best Mariah album, and it always kills me that her debut album doesn't really get mentioned like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Daydream, the Butterfly, Rainbow, hell, even Emancipation of Mimi,
mhm,
all superior albums. You know, but I felt like with the debut album, she started off very strong. But
right.
then when we talk about the next two albums, I'm just gonna say my thoughts on those ones and shit too, cause
Well, I mean, I think I forgot who we was talking about. We was talking about somebody, another artist, and They had like two different eras for their fan base. But Mariah, I think you gotta basically ask the fans like, do you prefer pop Mariah? Do you like hip hop soul Mariah? Because it's two different
Yeah.
eras for her. Same artist, but two different eras. And I felt like again, like I felt like when she incorporated the hip hop side to her music, she got more popular with the black audience.
Right.
Before then, she was very pop. She was more like Whitney Houston. Because people, Whitney Houston was like very pop too when she first came out.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, like I prefer that Whitney compared to Bodyguard Whitney. You know what I'm saying? To me, the pop Whitney made her best music. Mariah, it's a little of both. Cause like I said, like I didn't grow up listening to. Well, I didn't say I didn't grow up. I didn't embrace Mariah, pop Mariah. I liked hip hop soul Mariah, but listening like because her discography was so shitty down the line, I appreciate pop Mariah now compared to back in the '90s when she first came out.
Yeah, and you're definitely right because I feel like with the fan base, you can get either or which Mariah is most suitable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because me personally,
Mm.
I like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because not saying that Emotions and Music Box are bad albums, but at the same time, look, so we'll talk about that next week.
Mm.
But I feel like she was the people that she was with, they knew what they were doing. They were trying to put a
Yeah.
little bit in each of the market from the R&B to adult contemporary to the pop.
Right.
Whereas when she had more creative control, it was clearly that she wanted to stay in the R&B and hip hop market because
Right.
she felt like she already conquered the
Pop.
pop
Right.
crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
especially when Whitney, she had all them accolades with those first two albums.
Hmm.
Like platinum, multi-platinum. That
Right.
definitely she wanted to be in the R&B side of things. You know what I'm saying with the "I'm Your Baby Tonight" album and shit
Right.
too. So,
Right.
but we'll talk more about that next week. So, but yeah, "Vanishing," very 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 great song, very piano driven. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. This was good. Another great ballad. The background vocals was good. Yeah, some pianos in there. And Mariah always kills her ballads. Her ballads always, phenomenal. So
Definitely. Alrighty. Next song is "All in My Mind," "All in Your Mind." Excuse me. Out of all the songs on this album, this was the one you can definitely hear 1990 with this one,
right.
and it definitely had that strong 90s beat, that strong 90s beat. Them drum machines on this one. You know what I'm saying? This definitely had like a very poppy feel to it, but yet again, still a very cool song and shit too. So Ben Margills and Rick Wake they did their thing with the production. So I fuck with it.
It was okay. Um, Not one of my favorites. It was okay.
Yeah. Track number 7, "Alone in Love." Again, another very solid track right here. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, it just speaks to the fact that falling in love with somebody that does not really love you back.
Yeah,
Definitely a very, very, very solid joint right here. Pretty better than the last one, but still pretty solid.
this was good. Definitely real melodic ballad, and had a nice slow beat to it. The guitars in it, the keys, and it was great. Definitely one of my favorites on this album, and I think it fits the whole mood of the album. The album had like a very ballad heavy, theme going on with it, and I guess that was to showcase her voice and to show the world that move over Whitney, Mariah's coming, and she got a better voice than you, and it was it's a great song.
Definitely agree with you about that. All right, track number 8, No, no, excuse me. See, what you talked about. Well, we talked about Alone in Love, right?
Yeah, track eight.
Okay. Track 8, you Need Me. Very, very, very solid song right here. Again, I love the guitar work on this track. The guitar work definitely did its thing. I like this one. Pretty good.
This was edgy. It was an edgy track. You had like the rock guitars in it, and the beat, and Mariah singing. Before you act so hastily, baby, remember you need me, and that this was like one of those edgy tracks. Remember, like I was saying last week, like you had like the edgy rock tracks where somebody was talking about it, and then they're like when they always had the rock guitars in the song, it was gonna be something explicit or something that was real daring for the artist, real edgy. This is like Mariah's edgy track on the album where, she's singing about a guy that needs her, and you know, this is like her little daring track before she became really daring later on in her career. This is like on the edge of this is like the ballad the woman that's singing the ballads that she's going a little bit edgy and daring. And, no, it was good.
Yeah, definitely a very good track. Um, Next song we got is Sent from Up Above.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid track right here as well too. Again, Rent Lawrence definitely did his thing on production. It kind of had like that 70s R&B feel to it.
Yeah.
Mariah vocally did a thing on this one.
Yeah, I felt like it sounded like a 90s club, song, really, a dance track. And she is showing people that she can do, dance tracks as well. It's not all about giving her a ton of ballads to sing. That, let's start moving with some grooves on this album, and you got it with
Yeah,
this song. The beat was fire, the bass line, and I liked it. I thought it was a good dance track. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she didn't give us a lot of dance tracks in her career. She gave us ballads and hip hop joints. But like as far
right.
as like the dance tracks will come from like the remixes. Like a lot of her remixes, she had like dance producers, do stuff for her. But like on her own album, she didn't really have a lot of dance tracks. And this is like one of those dance tracks that was good.
Yeah, definitely a very good dance track indeed. All right, track number 10, Prisoner. Um, this one was pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? Not really one of my favorites off this record, but it was pretty okay.
I liked it. Again, it's another dance track. Yeah, so now you have like two back-to-back dance tracks on the album, and it had a nice beat, nice bass line to it. There was a female rapping on this. Who was that?
You said for Prisoner?
Yeah, because it's not
Um,
in the credits, so I don't know who it is.
yeah, I can't find that out myself. If I find it out last minute, definitely
Yeah,
let you know.
but for whatever reason, they didn't give the rapper credit in the album credit. So it sounded like I want to say it was like I don't a little bit like Moni Love, but it didn't sound like Moni Love. Like in the beginning, she sounded like Moni Love, and then she sounded like uh MC Trouble or something. And I know MC Trouble is dead, so it can't be her.
Yeah, R.I.P. MC Trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to find that out myself, but I can't either.
I wonder why they never gave the female credit.
Maybe his verse was bad. Alrighty. And the last track off this album we got is Love Takes Time. Pretty good, cool way to end off this album right here. You know what I'm saying? This was actually a last minute inclusion to the album. You know, another very solid track right here. Nice way to end off this record. You know what I'm saying? So pretty straight.
Yeah, this was good. Nice ballad to end off the album, and yeah, this was a joint, nice track.
Definitely. Alrighty. So overall, This is a very, very, very great album from Mariah Carey. I definitely consider it when it came to the pre-Daydream. This is my favorite album from the pre-Daydream era. You know, if I had to pick a small gripe, I definitely wish there was a bit more upbeat songs than the ballads. Not saying that the ballads were bad by
Right.
any means. At the same time, I felt like when it comes to certain artists, when it comes to an artist and shit, you need to have a good variety. It's
Yeah.
it's only a few artists I can honestly say they can get away with just doing ballads, on the whole album and shit too. You know what I'm saying? But again, Mariah was not really well developed at that time too. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is a very must have in your collection. I would definitely give this a solid 4 out of 5.
I think it's a very pop record, but you had the big ballads, you had the production was great. You had like your two dance tracks on the latter part of the album. You know, and again, it's I think it's all about preference and the Mariah fans. Which Mariah do they prefer? Do you prefer you know pop Mariah? Or you prefer hip hop Mariah? If you prefer pop Mariah, then you know this album, Emotions, Music Box, they're gonna love that. You want hip hop Mariah, then we're talking about Daydream and Hunt and Butterfly and Rainbow, all that other stuff. So like I said, like me, I was more a hip hop Mariah, but I appreciate the pop Mariah because she did her thing, she made a name for herself, and you see the transition from this first album to where we at now, with her same artist, but her sound took on a very different transition in the '90s and 2000s, and I think this is a great album. Vision of Love was like her first big hit, phenomenal ballad. I Don't Want to Cry, Someday. Even though I like the video mix, I think that should have been a bonus track. Alone in Love, Sent from Above, all great songs. I think this is a classic. You know, for me, going back and listening to this album again after so many years, I think it is a classic, and she has more than one classic, so definitely a great debut album for her. You know,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. All right, I'm actually gonna end this off right here because I gotta get some sleep for work.
all
I
right,
gotta be up by 6 in the morning, but I do have a few announcements I gotta make. For one, when it comes to this week, it's gonna be a pretty interesting week for reviews. Tuesday at 5 p.m. We're going to talk about Kali Uchisi's recent album Red Moon on Venus. That was originally supposed to have been Saturday, but I had a lot going on
right,
Saturday, so I just will try. Let
okay,
me just reschedule this morning shit. So
cool.
um Thursday is going to be a double review between Trigger the Gambler's 50/50 and Cuban Link's
Mm,
24K album. I call this a shelved hip hop edition. You know what I'm saying? Shelved hip hop albums for the edition and shit too.
right,
Originally, I wanted to do a double between Smooth the Hustlers, Once Upon a Time in America, and
right,
the Trigger album, but I'm gonna say the Smooth the Hustler one definitely sometime this summer. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna save that because I feel like that one deserves
yeah,
a video on its own.
right.
And Friday at 11 p.m., we're gonna talk about Raekwon with the Lex Diamond story.
Mm,
Convict's gonna join us for that one.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
He might say that's a classic. I'm like, yo, I'm leaving. I'm out. I know what you're saying.
yeah, man. And next Sunday, we're gonna continue on with the Mariah discussions by talking about the Emotions album and then the Music Box album, which I have to get those albums out of my
Yeah.
collection somewhere and shit.
Emotions is another one I ain't heard in years, so I'm gonna go back and listen to that one. You know,
Yeah, I haven't heard Music Box in years too, but
I heard Music Box again when we was doing the '93 R&B list. I think
yeah,
I made my list if I'm not mistaken. So that was a good album.
yeah. You did make your list
Yeah.
by yeah, but yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna end this off right here. And did you still want to do talk about the Biggie shit too?
We could whenever you free. I don't know if we should do that episode by episode. I mean, they up to episode 4 now, right? If I'm not mistaken, episode 4 is
Yeah,
coming
episode
out
4 tomorrow at 12.
tomorrow. So I was like, it's not gonna be long because I don't like for each song they're talking about. I mean, I don't want to make it like an hour long. So I mean, we could do it episode by episode. Or we could just do it once the series. The series ain't gonna be over till June.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, I don't know how I want to do that yet, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. I just don't know if I'm gonna do it episode by episode.
Like I said, I'm down with either idea and shit. So
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend too much time. I'm tired of talking about Biggie, quite frankly. Um, rest in peace. He's a legend, but I don't want to spend like an hour on each damn song. Like, oh, I already know about that album. I lived it. It came out on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this man in concerts. Like, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Biggie again for like the millionth time. So this might be like the last time you'll hear me talk about Biggie ever on any platform. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's really like boring now. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other artists that needs their flowers, and we talking about the same damn people. It's like can't do that. So if I do it, this is gonna be the last time ever you will ever hear me talk about Big stuff. Not doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm over it already. You know what I'm saying? So um if we do it by episode, it might be like for me, so it's only gonna be like maybe 6 minutes long, the most. I mean, to me, so far, the most interesting episode was the Who Shot You episode, just because of like this what how he recorded it and the beef he had with LL and all that, and you know what I'm saying. None of that shit was known back in '95, but that to me so far is like the best episode. Like the other episodes, like I already know about somebody's gotta die and all the other shit. So, but we'll see. Mike was good.
What's up, Mike? Yeah, definitely. But yeah, just let me know. Just definitely
Yeah.
let me know about that part, and I'm definitely down for that.
Okay.
Other than that, hope everyone has a wonderful, great night. I will see y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.